Good evening, investors. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. This is the Jet Life with VRNI, VRNI Incorporated. Our last trading day was Friday, July 20th. We saw a previous close of 0065, and our last close was at 0067. That's an increase of 3.08% on the volume of 295,000 shares. It was a pretty good day for VRNI, and I think we're going to see a few more of those good days ahead of us based off of what I'm looking at here on our charts. The 14-day RSI is at 58.79. We're above the 50. We have an incline, which means our RSI is gaining some strength. We're headed up towards that 70 line. Our daily charts here, we've got a lot going on. Our parabolic SARs in gold and our Bollinger Bands in gray. We have our 50 and 200-day moving averages in blue and red, respectively. First up, we have a bullish indicator with the parabolic SAR. It's the gold dots underneath our candlesticks. When they're underneath, that means it's a bullish indicator, and we have some strength in our prices here. Bollinger Bands are just like rubber bands. If you touch the bottom of them, it rebounds and we gain prices. If it touches the top, it usually falls back down. We lose prices. As you can see, we are nicely in between our Bollinger Bands, and that bottom one is coming back up. Maybe we could see a channel form in a little near future. As far as support and resistance, we have a support line at about 0064, and we've held on to that for the last 3 days. I also think that we have a ascending support line here coming from the beginning of July up to where we're at currently. As far as resistance go, our resistance isn't going to be until about 0.0076. Should be a good place to be. Once we get through that, I don't think we're going to have much of a hassle up until is that almost 0.01. Moving on past that, we've had good volume, pretty positive numbers. It's not been as heavy as it was back in April or May, but slow and steady wins the race. MACD, we are above the zero line as visually, according to the numbers up here, we're kind of just right level with it, but I think we are going to see a breakout of that pretty shortly. We have had this incline there with the MACD is showing us some strength. The Trix line crossed over late June, and that's a bullish indicator as well. We are above the zero line. It's at 0.492. Slow stochastics, we crossed over our signal line earlier this month, and we are above the 80, giving us another bullish indicator on top of the signal line crossover, which is yet another bullish indicator. Stochastic RSI is above the 0.8. We've actually topped off at 1. That's a really strong bullish indicator, saying that we're going to see some major price fluctuations coming. CMF is our check-in money flow. It tells us the strength of the market that we're playing in. It's above the zero line, telling us that we have a strong market. And as you can tell, the line is also going up. We have this nice slant pointing up towards that 0.6 there. That's also telling us that we're gaining even more strength in our market. That would also be a result from the slow and steady trades that we've been seeing lately. The ADX line is telling us the trend that we're in. Our green line being above the red line there, that's the positive DI above the negative DI, is telling us that we are in an uptrend. The downward sloping ADX line at 17.58 is telling us that that trend is losing a little bit of strength, but that also means it's easier to continue that trend. It's just the amount of effort it takes to move the prices is declining. With enough purchasing and enough increase in our prices, we could just see that positive DI skyrocket. Past that, we've got our PVO. We are above the signal line, and that's a positive indication. That's a bullish indicator as well. Money flow index is coming up towards that 80. It's read a lot like the RSI up at the top of the chart here. It's at 77.65. Like I said, coming really close to that 80 line. Positive signal there. It's a very strong indicator, bullish. And once we cross over that 80, accumulation and distribution has been doing pretty well. We have a really gradual incline since right about April. We dipped down really hard in April, came back up in May, and we've kind of been gaining some strength in the accumulation distribution field there for ever since then. On balance volume is doing just about the same, pretty level, not seeing a lot of movement there either. We talked about a lot of indicators here on this chart. If you have any questions or comments, want to talk about it and make your own opinions, you can find us over at the Jet Life boards on iHub. It's simple to find us. Just search Jet Life at www.ihub.com. As always, you can email us going from those emails there that are up on the screen. As always, thank you for watching our videos and subscribing to our newsletters at www.jetlifepenny stocks.com. Good luck tomorrow when the market opens, and we will see you on the boards.